Yes, sir. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the newspaper review on Lagoon Radio. I am Manosike Chimezie. It's a beautiful Friday morning, the 17th day of June 2022. And from now till 10 a.m., we'll be taking you through on the headlines on the newspaper review. Of course, I'm not alone in the studio. I have here with me Ezekiel Kayode. Ezekiel, good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, it's a blessed morning. Good morning.
You're welcome. Let's get it started. And we'll start with the Punch newspaper. On the pictorial story, yes, INEC election material has been distributed in Ekiti State. Of course, you remember the Ekiti State gubernatorial election is for tomorrow. So, yes, on the pictorial story, Ekitipu, 17,000 policemen, soldiers deployed. INEC moves electoral materials to LGs. Yes, 17,000 policemen. Well, your Bomosho Road is not safe. Remember that was where a bishop was kidnapped?
Yes.
This week.
Okay,
on the big headline on the Punch newspaper, Wike's camp films warns PDP as Atiku picks Okowa running mate. Atiku picks Okowa's running mate. Yes, Atiku rejected Rivers, not Wike. There will be implications. Local government chairman, S representative. I picked Okowa because he is president in waiting, qualified to govern Nigeria, Atiku. Obaseki Ekweremadu Secondos back Delta governor. INEC ask parties to submit list today. Yes, INEC is asking political parties to submit the list of the running mates today. And still on the Punch headline, I dropped my presidential ambition on Southwest interest. That's Ibikunle Amosun.
Whose interest?
In Southwest interest.
Okay, he has consulted you too.
He didn't consult me. He consulted Tinubu.
No, I think he said Southwest now. It means it has to do with everybody in the southern part of the...
Tinubu is Southwest agenda. You remember when they launched their swagger?
Okay.
Collapse building. Lagos begins demolition of 3 Ikoyi high rises. Page 22 of the Punch newspaper. Hijab crisis. Release panel's report. Muslims tell Kwara government. Page 20. I wonder in this era why hijab. will be a problem to our schools.
To our schools, educational strength.
Oh, Ogun church leaders. Adopters reduce ransom to 10 million naira, threatening victims. That's on page 4. The same thing we are talking about. How many thousand
policemen were deployed to that place now to curb the insecurity activities there, and we are only mindful of the elections. No problem.
Judge dismisses plea bargain. Jails man 21 years for killing wife. Page 4 and 5. Our massacre. Reps want raid on forest reserves. Victim gets mass burial today. Should we still be talking about raid on those forests? This is what should have been done.
Even before the incidents.
Okay, still on the Punch newspaper. Abuja queues. Buhari approves freight rate. Okay. Abuja queues. Buhari approves freight rate increase for fuel transporters. Page 21. FG plans 17 airports concession to unbundle aviation regulations. Page 21 of the Punch newspaper. Police have failed Nigerians. Akeredolu declares. Page 16 of the Punch newspaper. High inflation, fiscal deficit to persist in Nigeria, says IMF. Page 26. And AIB begins probe of overland aircraft's mid-air engine fire. Page 22. Yes, there was a story that some passengers survived scare as their plane caught fire. Nigerians spent 3.25 trillion naira on airtime data orders in 2021. NNCC. And that's the much we can take on the Punch newspaper. Grab a copy and read through.
Yes, with me I have the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the Nigerian's most informative newspaper according to their editor. Well, let's see whether it's true. 12 reasons Atiku picked Okowa as running mate. Party presented 3 names for consideration. This is from Hayu. Obaseki, Bala, Udom witness presentation. Wike won't be disappointed. Well, this is from Okowa. This is from a peace talk from Okowa. It is the story continues on the second page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. 37 survive overland aircraft fire incident. This is from the report. And AIB begins probe. It continues on the 6th page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. On our massacre, Rev'd to visit state police. Rev'd to revisit state police. Were therefore asked federal government to declare state of emergency in Ondo Forest Reserve. Atiku donates 10 million naira query to victims. Where it continues on the 28th page of that newspaper. And it continues on Ikoyi building collapse. Lagos begins demolition of remaining skyscrapers. Well, it's continued on the 27th page of that newspaper. Police arrest 4 suspects after gun duel. This is as a result of the Benue attack they had not quite long. It continues on the 26th page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. 51 suspected cultists, 80-year-old cartridge dealer nabbed in Delta. It continues on the 26th page of that newspaper. Nigerian Police Academy porous lacks perimeter fence. Commandant tells Buhari. Lacks, what did he call it? Lacks perimeter fence. That one now, wow. It continues on the 4th page of that newspaper. FAN suspends issuance of license on free trade zones. It continues on the 7th page of that newspaper, and I have on Ekiti poll. Please withdraw all delays of VIPs. When thugs deploy 17,000 personnel INEC sends sensitive materials to 16 local government areas. Well, it continues on the 8th page of the Nigerian most informative newspaper, that's the Nigerian Tribune. And from the pictorial message, I could see Atiku and the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Hayu, with Okowa, yes, the vice presidential candidate of the party. I think they are trying to make it known that we've picked this man, and we are raising his end up. But it's no big deal. Grab a copy of the Nigerian most informative newspaper, that's the Nigerian Tribune, and be informed.
Okay, we'll go on to the new Telegraph. And on the list story, yes, PDP, Wike loses again as Atiku picks Okowa as running mate. It was tough decision. Presidential candidate says security shouldn't be politicized. Delta governor, PDP. Rivers governor, not disappointed at my emergence. Jubilation in Delta. Why we screened 2,000... Okay, why we screened. You see that on page 2. Oh, sorry, pardon me for that. Let me come again.
Okay.
Let me read it again. PDP, Wike loses again as Atiku picks Okowa as running mate. And on the smaller stories near them, it was tough decision. Presidential candidate says security shouldn't be politicized. Why we screened Delta governor, PDP, that's coming from PDP. Rivers governor, not disappointed at my emergence. Jubilation in Delta. You can see all this in page 2, 5, 27, and 29 of the new Telegraph. And on the pictorial story, you see the PDP chairman, Senator Iyorchia Ayu, raising the hands of the presidential candidate and his running mate, Atiku Abubakar, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and His Excellency Senator Ifeanyi Ato Okowa. Ekiti Guba showdown as APC, PDP, others test might. It's going down tomorrow. That's what we think we'll only think about in Nigeria. Fayemi Fayoshe in Prosi battle. Is Oni's SDP the third force? APC's candidate not disqualified, Federal High Court. Heavy deployments by police, NSCDC, others over threat of violence. 17,000 deployed operatives meant for adequate security, not intimidation. That's coming from CNG.
What do you expect?
And the study has revealed that sleeping with a partner reduces insomnia. That's on page 26 of the Daily Telegraph.
What's the meaning of Oraba?
But they are telling you insecurity. We've sufficiently disgraced Boko Haram, IPOB, others. That's coming from our amiable president, Buhari. Charges police to evolve strategy for tackling cyber crimes. Our academy lacks fences, manpower, commandant tells president. Page 2, 4, and 27 of the new Telegraph. Ikoyi building collapse. Lagos takes over site, begins demolition of weak skyscrapers. Page 6. Rescue Kaduna train. Other bandits victims now. Reps tell president. Make case for state police. Page 4 and 8. Maybe they will use this case of state police and finish the next one here.
Okay, no problem. That's how it works.
Okay, 5G. Federal government targets 390 gigabyte data in 3 years. IMF, e-naira, others may reduce power needs for digital payments. And that's all we can take on the new Telegraph. Grab a copy today.
Yes, I will continue with the Daily Independent newspaper, the Nigerian most read newspaper among the political and business elite. Well, let's see how it works. We've made impact on security, economy, and corruption. This is from our president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired. It is well. God could see everything. Why I chose Okowa as running mate. This is from Atiku. The story says, we cannot disappointed over my choice. This is from Okowa. But to PDP members, accept Okowa as running mate to Atiku. Well, the story continues. It starts from the first page of that newspaper and continues on the 29th page of that newspaper. Policy somersault for infrastructure killed $60 billion to Napa investment. Fund suspend issuance of license on free trade zones at airports. The story continues on the 29th page of that newspaper. To Gani Adams writes United Nations, European Union, others over insecurity in Nigeria. It continues on the 5th page of that newspaper. Monetary policy alone cannot solve FX challenges. This is from your CBN governor, Emefiele. It continues on the 7th page of the Daily Independent newspaper. Mbaka tongue lashed over comments on Peter Obi. Catholic Church condemns Mbaka's outburst. Well, it continues on the 6th page. If you're interested in that story, Lagos begins reconstruction of 3 structures on Ikoyi Buindi collapse site. Well, it continues on the 7th page of that newspaper too. AIB begins investigation into Overland Airways serious incident. Well, it continues on the 6th page of that newspaper. And the way I add this exactly on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, I have it here too on the pictorial message. I could see Okowa, Dr. Ayu, and Atiku. They were raising their hands in support of the vice presidential candidate just picked by the PDP. Well, thank you. Grab a copy of the Daily Independent newspaper and keep yourself informed.
Okay, now we go to the authority. PDP, Atiku will face consequences for abandoning Southeast. Amazing. Why I picked Okowa by Atiku. Fresh crisis looms in party. That's the big headline on the PDP this morning, the authority newspaper this morning. And the Victoria story as usual. Ifeanyi Okowa, Atiku Abubakar, their hands being raised by the Senator Iyorchia Ayu, chairman of the PDP. Buhari, we will deal with those profiting from insecurity. Since
We've been seeing this since now. So
it's
every day.
The letter said they have the names already. They will soon publish. We are still waiting on. 2023 elections, military assures on peaceful polls, says it will not allow violence. What is the business of military?
I wonder.
In the election. Obey Supreme Court order on APGA. Ohaneze youths urge INEC. Stop planned invasion of the South by killer herdsman. Bishop urges federal government. Page 4 of the authority. And on page 2, you will see troops kill 47 terrorists, rescue one Chibok girl. I saw the girl yesterday. They said she was one of the Chibok girls rescued.
That's what they said. And we could see her with a kid.
Yes. Woman, 88, narrates how she was duped 36 million naira in Lagos. Yahoo boy jailed for fraud to sweep church in Abuja. FCTA inaugurates panel to recover 29 billion ground rent debt. Page 12 of the new authority. Yes, and that's all on the authority newspaper this morning.
Yes, let me quickly run through the Leadership Friday newspaper. Yes, the Nigerian's first Friday newspaper. It is well. Let's continue. At running mate, at last, Tinubu zeroes in on Northeast as Atiku picks Okowa. Wike unfairly treated by PDP. This is from Oka. NLPP screens candidate names choice today. Angry candidates protest at APC Secretariat over alleged submission of names. We're yet to receive names of presidential candidates running mates. This is from INEC. Well, all these Jongon stories, they continue on the 4th page of that newspaper. Yes, Nigeria has improved on global terrorism corruption indexes. This is coming from our president, PMB. Well, whether it has improved or not, God sees everything. It continues on the 4th page of that newspaper. Akeredolu Malami Diva on restructuring and state police. Well, it continues on the 6th page of that newspaper. Terrorists bomb IDP's camp in Bama, injured women and children. That's so saddening. It continues on the 8th page of the Leadership Friday newspaper. Monetary policy alone cannot solve FX challenges. This is from the CBN governor, Emefiele. It continues on the 17th page of that newspaper, and I could see Mahmoud, the chairman of INEC, on Ekiti poll. INEC distributes sensitive materials. Police withdraw VIP orderlies. It continues on the 6th page of that newspaper, and I could see Ayu Okowa in Atiku. Yes, where Ayu raises the hands of the two candidates, the presidential and the vice presidential candidate of the PDP, to showcase the choice of the party as regards the vice presidency. Well, it's fine. Whichever way, God is everywhere and he could see everything. Whether we have improved, as being said by PMB, it is no wala. I think Chimeze and his people, they will do something for this country better someday. I don't know.
God
will help us. It is well. Grab a copy of the Leadership Friday. Yes, as being said, the Nigerian First Friday newspaper. Well, grab a copy of that newspaper and keep yourself informed.
Okay, let's give you the blueprint before we leave the studio.
I beg give us
Friday. Yes. 2023. That's on the lead headline. Yes. How Wike lost to Okowa as Atiku's running mate. Rivers Governor Makinde Tambua. 4 others absent at unveiling. BOT Chairman Walid Jibrin suspends. Okay. Walid Jibrin. Secondus held Atiku Okowa ticket. Delta Governor disciplined, not aggressive. Ned Nwoko. And on the pictorial message, we see the PDP chairman once again raising the hand of Atiku and Okowa.
I think we could see we see that picture on
yes, and another picture again.
National
we see the APC governorship, APC presidential candidate Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Yes, with a handshake, greeting the chairman of the APC, Adamu Abdullahi. And also on the news, suspense in APC over Tinubu's running mate ahead INEC's deadline.
Gangan.
Substitution of Enugu, Kogi, Imo candidates causes commotion. Party primary in Kogi, daylight robbery. Adeyemi. Senator Smart Adeyemi. Yes, I like the way it is going. What goes around comes around. Supreme Court might become glorified High Court. SCJN on Noggin, page 20. And on page 23, you see... it's none of our business. If you want to see what is on page 23, go and grab a copy of Blueprint newspaper. And a report of politicians we don't watch you perpetrate violence. Page 5. That's Chief of Army Staff warning politicians. What is the business of army in an election?
Election is never a war.
Well,
I don't think it should involve
said
the Nigerian
our
army.
government has made impact on security, anti-corruption. That's our president, Muhammadu Buhari. Ezekiel, you've made impact on security and corruption. And that's where we'll be drawing the curtain of today's edition of the newspaper review. Thank you, Ezekiel, for stopping by. And thank you for listening to. I am Anosi Kechimeze. Up next is Oragba. Yes. What do I call him now? Oragba will be coming next. What is that thing they used to call you?
You remember yourself.
Okay,
Now.
Yes, it will be next by at the top of the hour. Keep listening to Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio in Nigeria.
This is Lagoon Radio.